Imagine you've been invited to a huge wedding. It's the kind of wedding everyone's talking about, the most anticipated event of the year. You pick out your best clothes, you rehearse your smile, you even plan out your Instagram caption. The big day comes, and you walk confidently to the door. But when you hand over your invite, the usher looks at you and says, "Sorry, your name's not on the list." You laugh nervously. No, no, there must be a mistake. I know the groom. I've posted about him. I've even helped it set up the decorations. But the usher shakes his head. Sorry, the groom says he doesn't know you. And then you're left standing outside, hearing the music thumping behind the closed doors, realizing this isn't a joke. That sting, that shocking moment of being turned away when you thought you belonged, is exactly the picture Jesus paints in Matthew 7:22-23. Many will say to me on that day, "Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons and perform many miracles?" Then I will tell them plainly, "I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers." That day he's talking about isn't just any day, it's his big day. The day he returns in power and glory, the day all masks fall off and reality comes crashing in. And notice what he says here. People will show up with a resume. We did miracles. We drove out demons. We spoke on your behalf. But Jesus isn't impressed. Why? Because the day of the Lord isn't about your public performance, it's about your private relationship. These aren't atheists or skeptics. These are people who did spiritual stuff. Outwardly, they look like they were on the inside track. But when the bridegroom arrives, he doesn't check your achievements. He checks your intimacy. I think this verse forces us to ask a piercing question. Have we been busy around Jesus without actually being with him? Because on that day, eloquent prayers and well-branded ministries won't matter if the main man never knew you. It's like a social media influencer bragging about being best friends with a celebrity, until the moment they meet and the celebrity says, "Sorry, who are you?" But Jesus doesn't leave us there, dangling in dread. He gives us clues about what really matters. And that takes us straight into John 12:48. There is a judge for the one who rejects me and does not accept my words. The very words I have spoken will condemn them at the last day. Did you catch that? On that last day, it won't be your feelings about Jesus that matter. It'll be his words about you. You see, many people believe in, Jesus, but not necessarily the Jesus of his own words. They've crafted an image of him that fits their preferences. Like editing a selfie with filters until it barely looks like you anymore. This means the safest place you can stand on the day of the Lord is right inside what he actually said. Not what you assumed. Not what culture repackaged. Not even what your favorite preacher emphasized, but what he actually spoke. This raises the stakes of knowing his teachings. Not as trivia, but as a lifeline. Imagine you're about to sit an exam and the examiner gave you the exact questions beforehand. Wouldn't you pay attention? The day of the Lord isn't a surprise test. He's already told us what he's looking for. Ignoring his words while hoping for his approval is like showing up to a cooking contest with 0 recipes practiced, expecting to wing it. These two verses together, Matthew 7 and John 12, are not contradictions, they're a progression. It's not enough to do things for God without knowing him, and it's not enough to know of him without honoring his words. To be known by him is to align yourself with what he said, even when it's inconvenient. And now we step into Mark 13:26-27, where Jesus pulls back the curtain on what his big day will actually look like. At that time, people will see the Son of Man coming in clouds with great power and glory. And he will send his angels and gather his elect from the 4 winds, from the ends of the earth to the ends of the heavens. Pause here. Imagine that scene. The sky cracks open. The invisible becomes visible. And every cynical tweet, every mocking headline, every argument about whether he's real or not, suddenly dissolves in the blinding clarity of his arrival. There's no press release, no PR spin, no panel debate on TV. He comes and reality itself bends to him. Here's what strikes me. Jesus isn't returning quietly this time. The first time, he slipped into history through the back door of a stable. Only a handful noticed, but the second time, there will be no hiding. Every worldview, every philosophy, every kingdom will confront one undeniable truth. The owner of our planet has come for what's his, and then the gathering. That phrase, "from the four winds," paints this breathtaking picture. There's no corner of the planet too remote, no hidden believer too small. If you're his, you are seen, you are known, you are gathered. But there's an edge here we shouldn't miss. Notice how this builds on the earlier verses. Those he knows are gathered. Those he never knew aren't. This isn't about joining a Christian club or memorizing a few verses. It's about belonging, really belonging. So that when he comes, your name isn't just on a church roster but etched into his heart. And that brings us to John 6:40, where Jesus finally lets us breathe a little. For my Father's will is that everyone who looks to the Son and believes in him shall have eternal life, and I will raise them up at the last day. This is it. This is the center of gravity. Eternal life isn't earned by religious gymnastics. It's received by looking, really looking, at the Son and believing him. The whole weight of your hope rests on him, not your own self. The will of the Father isn't to make the last day a roll of the dice. Is to make it a day for rewards. I think of Peter here. Remember that moment when Jesus asked the disciples, "Who do you say I am?" And Peter replied, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." That confession, seeing him for who he really is the essence of this promise. The day of the Lord won't be a terror for those whose eyes are fixed on the Son. It'll be a homecoming. But let's be honest. Believing in him isn't passive. Looking to the Son means reorienting your life around him. It means his words shape your choices. His Spirit fuels your strength. His mission redirects your ambitions. It's like catching the right train. You don't just nod at it as it passes. You step onto it and let it take you where it's going. This is why I wrote Meditation by Assimilation. If you've ever wondered how to move beyond just knowing about Jesus to actually becoming like him, that book unpacks how biblical meditation lets his words sink so deep they transform not just what you do, but who you are. Because when his words become part of you, you're not scrambling to perform on the last day. You're simply recognized as his. You can download the book for free in the link in the description. And now, when we put all these verses together, a stunning picture emerges. The day of the Lord isn't designed to catch us off guard. It's designed to reveal who we've truly been all along. The "I never knew you" moment in Matthew isn't about failing a cosmic test. It's about missing the relationship that mattered most. John 12 reminds us that his words are the measure. Mark 13 lifts our eyes to the glory of his return, and John 6 seals it with this promise. If you've looked to the Son and believed, he will make you immortal. So, what does this mean for you today? Right now, before that day comes, it means living like you actually believe he's coming back. It means treating his words not as ancient suggestions, but as living coordinates. It means daring to build your life where he says the solid ground is, even when everyone else is running toward the sand. And maybe it means asking yourself some hard but liberating questions. Am I doing Christian things without Christ? Am I living by vibes or by his voice? If he returned today, would he recognize me as someone he knows, or someone who used his name but never shared his heart? Here's the good news. Today isn't that day yet. You're not locked out of the wedding. The door is still open, the invitation's still in your hands, and the groom is still saying, "Come closer. Know me. Walk with me." It's not just poetic, it's intensely practical. It means talking to him honestly, letting his words recalibrate your decisions, choosing his kingdom when your flesh wants you to build your own kingdom. Because when his big day comes, and it will, the ones who are gathered won't be the ones who did the flashiest miracles or said the right buzzwords. They'll be the ones who walked with him long enough for him to recognize their faces and call their names. That's the whole point. He's not looking for a spiritual CV, he's looking for a relationship. So as you think about his return, don't picture a terrifying tribunal. Picture a king who's also a friend. Picture an elder brother you like getting married. And if you want to prepare your heart to move beyond theory into living in his reality, you might want to check out my book, Meditation by Assimilation. It's designed to help you do exactly what Jesus said, to let his words abide in you so deeply that when the clouds split open, you won't just recognize him, he'll recognize you. Until then, live known. You already know what he wants. Live like his big day is worth your full attention. Because one day soon, the angels will move, and the firstborn brother will be reunited with his real brothers and sisters.